speaking about the game evolving over the last year, we've seen phases this season where Twitter users hate a character given a period of time. For example, we went from Beta Kim, then to Ken, then to JP, then to Luke, DJ, and now Blanca. As people discover how strong these characters are, they seem to focus their attention on nerf, 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 when I think the discussion should be why these characters are strong, how can we have the best version of these characters, and how to buffer how to buff weaker characters to make them meet a standard of competition. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the discourse over? Well, this character's broken, that character's
Like,
broken now, and then I guess we could start off with Mena because the recent one has been Blanca has been getting a lot of hate. Hey, I faced it
Mena-
as Ken, so you know.
Yeah, well, being completely serious,
Yeah.
I feel like the discourse is something natural. I feel like anytime I play like my brother or I play you guys, if I lose and I see that your character has really strong stuff, we'll all complain like, bro, this character is crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it becomes, there's nothing to gain from it, and it's every single day just complaining, just nothing to improve. For example, if I fight you and you have Ken, I always complain, oh, Ken Scotch medium kick, Dragon Lash, then you will turn that into, bro, but you can parry Dragon Lash, or my medium kick, you can with punish it like this, you can use light kick as Luke. Then that's a healthy discourse, because we're all improving. But all of these
Yes.
people, all of the
it's the
trash
same
cans,
setup. It's the same
it's
setup
just
as well.
it's the same setup. You get the solution, and they're like, but this is not enough because I still have to guess. My brother, you are in the corner. I set up a doll. I have a level 2 active. This is supposed to be a bad situation. You are supposed to guess. This is Street Fighter, period. 101.
Yes.
You have to
Yes.
guess if you're in the corner, right?
Yes.
And if you don't want to deal with the damage that will kill you, parry, take the throw. You get hit. It's true. You're gonna get comboed. You're not gonna die. You want to guess multiple times, but there's no answer in any Street Fighter where you will never have to guess. This is part of fighting games. There's a bit of an RPS factor, right?
Yes.
But they start complaining about the actual basis of a fighting game, and that's just complaining for the sake of it. I'm like, okay, this is just turning into crying. This is just crying. And another thing that bothers me when the discourse gets like that is, for example, if I tell you, if I write right now, I tweet Abel. What did you guys think about Abel Street Fighter 4? Oh, dumb as fuck, just RPS, just Vortex. But then I say El Fuerte, that dumb as fucking Vortex, the same shit. Now they're gonna say hype because the person that used El Fuerte was Pepe, a Japanese player. So when a Japanese player does it, they find it interesting. It's unique. It's complex. It's like, oh, only he makes it work.
Yeah.
But then we got the items here with Laura, and it's no longer fun. It's just this character is bullshit. So I feel like if you're gonna have that if you're gonna change your opinion depending on who's using it, then that's also your bias, and that's
Yeah,
not that's not even that's not even worth discussing. They're just biasing, and that's a very toxic behavior. So I feel like on Twitter you cannot really express what the issue is because you're limited, and when you write something, they're answering that, and you haven't even finished what you're saying, right? So that's the main issue. I feel like it became toxic. It wasn't about
okay, so
how do you actually beat Blanca or what is going on. It's more about Capcom nerfed the character
let's
because
just
we don't
complain
understand
about
what
it.
he's doing. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, Mena's been a target of this shit since fucking Street Fighter 5 since Birdie. Like, they ended up nerfing Birdie, but keeping Akuma the same. Like, there is a truth behind that shit for sure. Twitter's not a place for discourse, man. It's where a lot of people are just kind of unhappy. They seek other fucking unhappy people and they just sit there and complain about shit. Like you can't have real discourse there. And anytime if you see like negative tweets end up gaining way more traction than positive tweets because
100%.
people want to fucking go there and just bitch and whine and complain. Like they want to dump out their negativity there.
Yeah.
And it makes it into everything, every game, I mean, look at sports, bro. If you look at sports, Twitter is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Unfortunately, it's not a real spot. And I'm hoping Capcom doesn't actually take feedback from these fucks in adjusting their game. But maybe they do, because look at what happened with JP. I mean, maybe who knows, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
We're not gonna say what happened to GP wasn't deserved. Come on now.
100% was. I mean, the
Yeah,
entire
Amnesia was
thing was.
broken.
The entire thing was.
No, the entire thing was a bit too much. I'm not gonna lie. That was a bit too much. But the amnesia thing and the her
Oh,
part
100%. Yeah. No,
Very
agreed.
well
agreed.
deserved.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, we agree. We agree. And actually, another thing I wanted to say is that, bro, I feel like it's not about. We're not saying this to be like, oh, we gotta protect our characters so we can win. I feel like
yeah.
all the top players will win anyway. I don't care if they tomorrow delete Blanca and Luke and they only left Dawson in the game. I'm gonna win. I am gonna win with the character. I'm saying it because all of these people will hit you up with how can I improve? How can I be better? Changing the mentality is the start. That's the first thing. We don't want to see this mentality in the FGC because it's gonna hit a stalemate. It's not about only protecting. Oh, we're gonna win. Like our little trick is discovered. It's not about that. It's about this mentality is wrong. And if all of us want to improve, we gotta stop thinking like this. And especially because I know in Japan they don't care about that shit. They're all doing it. This is cheap. I'm gonna use it.
Yep.
So if you want to see the region win more, you have to care about things like that, you know?
Yeah.
Bro,
I mean,
look at
Go
for
ahead.
example what Gachikan did. Like Gachikan has been getting fucked over by Luke nonstop since Rashid came out. And you know what he did? He only practiced against Luke for a couple of months. Literally, he's been getting destroyed in the beginning by Luke's, getting jumped over, getting whatever, getting all kinds, losing in all kinds of ways. And he started practicing mostly just against Luke. And he basically got a lot better in that matchup. When he lost to Men at Red Bull Kumite, Menace Blanca, I saw him outside and I was like, what happened? He was like, I don't know the matchup. When I go back, I will only practice versus Blanca. And that's what he actually did. I've seen his CFN. He's been practicing against Nemo, Aqua, and all the players picked up Blanca. I feel like
JPs.
there's a bit of a difference in mentality. Like they know something is broken, but they know they gotta deal with it. There's
Mhm.
nothing that's gonna happen. Their first reaction isn't to call for nerfs. Their first reaction is like, okay, how can I beat that? They stop trying to go for solutions. But a lot of the times in the Western community, as soon as something comes out and it's broken or something, then the first reaction is not to practice versus it, but you know, complain or ask for nerfs or whatever. Angry Bird is the same. Angry Bird, bro, I haven't seen someone complaining about JP more than Angry Bird, but he doesn't just complain. He goes into the lab, he fights, practices against the character, he practices versus players versus JP, and now he's so good against JP, it doesn't make sense anymore. He still hates him, but still. A lot of the times, I feel like people would rather complain first than practice later or
It's
find solutions
easier.
later.
It's fucking easier,
Yeah,
man. It's way
it's
easier.
a lot
to
easier.
just-
It makes them feel better about themselves because in their head they're not losing because they're
Yeah, I didn't
not
lose.
good.
This shit's broken. Yeah.
Yeah, the show is just broken. I feel like that's the difference in a lot of the mentalities. I'm not gonna decry Japanese and say only them. No, even top players outside of Japan, they all have the same mentality. Like if this is broken, okay, I gotta practice versus it.
Of
Find
course.
solutions. Crimson is one of them. Crimson has been getting destroyed with Dawson in Street Fighter 5. And towards the end, he became one of the best, maybe even the best in that region
Hmm.
in Europe. There's a lot of players like that. They will provide solutions. You can hear them complain, yes, but they're also looking for solutions at the same time.
It almost feels like maybe might be a bad example, but I feel like it's a good one. It's like a basketball player complaining that free throws are too hard. So can we please make the hoop a little bit lower or closer to me during the free throws? And then you have the other basketball players who are like, I'm just gonna sit in the gym and shoot 1,000 free throws a day.
Yeah, like for example, let's say I went to the gym, right? I can't lift, for example, 100 pounds. Do I complain about it, or do I get stronger to lift it? It's
Yeah.
there's a difference in approach,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of the people, mostly the lower level players, not all the top players, but there's a lot of players are held back by this by this mentality
Yeah, I
and
mean,
their
Bro,
it's
it's the
approach.
modern day. It's different. It's not just FGC. It's literally everything.
yeah.
It's like in any gaming community you see it, it's the same shit. I think it's a product of the times. It's people. I mean, fuck, bro. I don't want to sound like the boomer. Like, oh, kids nowadays, and you're fucking soft. But,
No, no,
No, no,
no.
no.
bro,
It's mentality because I'm
it
24,
is,
my bro.
man.
I'm
It
24.
is.
Yeah, it's
No, it is.
mentality.
It is. It is. It's a time of it's common now. I think it's always been common, but people just have more options to fucking just vent out their frustrations and their complaints, so we hear them a lot more.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a mentality, and it's something that seeps into every fucking game, man. Like you can't see any game without people like bitching about changing this, nerf this, buff that. Like it's just constant.
Yeah.
And it's
See,
something we're gonna have to deal with. I just personally don't even fucking partake in it because it's just nonsense. You gain nothing from it.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's a lot of people, like for example, I'm not a Blanca player, right? I was trying to tell people how to understand the setup correctly, and I was telling them you can do this and that and this and that and this and that. And there's a lot of people that tell me to stop downplaying the shit is broken, stop
Bro, you
talking
got the
about
weirdest
that.
fucking people in your Twitter
you
replies,
really
man.
do, bro.
You
No,
attract the fucking weird. They say some outlandish shit. Oh, so you're telling that we should call Muslims? Like, what? I was talking about Blanca. Where the fuck did you get? You got some weird ass peoples in there, man.
Yeah, you really
bro,
do.
I don't know. Someone literally told me when I said this setup is, yes, it's good, but there's another reason why it's good. We're not looking at the root cause. It's the fact that he can get into that situation more often. I said that about Blanca, that meter generation is a lot easier and it's a lot faster. The reason that this setup looks broken is because you can get into it more often. And someone literally told me this setup is broken. Stop downplaying Blanca. But what do I get from downplaying Blanca, bro? I've never touched this character in my life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like, if you side with them, you'll be seen as a complainer or whatever. If you try to tell them the reason, try to provide solutions, you'll be seen as a down player.
Yeah.
You can't win.
You can't.
You literally can't win.
Yeah, you can't win. Anything you say to the Twitter people, it makes me feel like they're NPCs at the end of the day, bro. Like I don't understand how their brains work. Like how did you survive on Earth for this long with the mentality that you
Bro,
have?
it's people that don't even play the game. That's the problem. There's a lot of people that don't even fucking play the game. They'll casually view it, but they want to, there's a lot of people like that you'll meet in real life that they talk about shit they don't understand, but they talk about it because they feel like it makes them sound knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of these people don't fucking play. Or if they play like Melty Blood or a completely different game. Or casually once in a while they'll hop onto Street Fighter, but they voice their opinions. And unfortunately, it's a big chunk of them. So yeah, Twitter discourse is Twitter discourse, bro. Like nothing changes.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I feel like that particular conversation kind of spawned two questions out of it.